back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video for you because I am lucky enough to be interviewing Jerry. And as you guys know from the series so far, I have nothing but amazing things to say about Rythmia and all of the life transformations I've made here. So I want to talk to you today about Jerry's book, which is Shit the Moon Said, which I would say definitely prepared me to come to Rythmia because I'd heard of Ayahuasca and just crazy life transformations, but this book was so vulnerable and such a brave share, and it really inspired me, and I felt like it was just the preparation that I needed for experiencing Rythmia, for experiencing Ayahuasca. So first of all, I want to say thank you for being so brave to share this because it truly is an amazing, amazing book, and I read it twice in 2 different sittings. Like, I just couldn't put it down. And yeah, so tell us a little bit about this book, because you wrote this book through ayahuasca.
Yeah, so this is like my account of what happened to me by doing plant medicine, and then the effect that it, like my life before it and after it. And I'm an ex-business guy. I had been a reasonably successful businessman.
No, tell them how successful you were.
I was good at it though.
Yeah.
I had maybe, well, at one time I had a $140 million net worth, but my last company I sold for about $90 million. And I had a terrible life. I was super unhappy. I'm embarrassed even about everything that I did. I talk about it, but it's still so off that it's embarrassing. I was terrible to women. I was a drug addict. I was addicted to injectable Demerol and to cocaine and to alcohol. And I was a wife beater, and I was a womanizer and a misogynist, and I was addicted to sex with everybody, and I was a terrible guy. I was about the worst kind of guy you can run into. And so, and I'm not just saying that for the purposes of sensationalism. I was a terrible guy. I was really a bad guy. To give you an idea, I would be married and I'd sleep with 3 women in a day and go home and be mean to my wife and be an alcoholic, and I was constantly greedy for money, and it was just a terrible existence. I thought there was something really wrong with me. I was like, I must have some kind of mental disorder because I saw other people in life that seemed happy, and I never seemed happy. I didn't even fake happiness. Yeah. I was just mean. And what's interesting is the world lines up in a way where you can be super mean and still women will be attracted and money will be attracted, like, because the damages match up. So their damage and my damage would match up, and it'd be like, oh God, we have to, you know what I mean? So I was suicidal, and by suicidal I don't mean I was unhappy with life. I tried to commit suicide 2 times, and the last time I did it, I had about $65 million in cash, and you know. When I tell people that, they say, well, how could you be unhappy and have all that money? And the truth is, money has nothing. When I tell you, once your basic needs are met, once your apartment's covered, your transportation, whether it's Uber or whatever, is covered, your food's covered, then once you're there, you're as good, that's as good as money's going to get you. Yeah. That's as good. There's nothing above that. There's a temporary bump when you make more money. They have it down to, in Time magazine, they say it's 2.7 months is the bump you get, and then you're normalized back to where you were. Yeah. So if your basic needs aren't being met, you don't have enough food, you don't have enough shelter, you don't have enough clothing, then there's a depression. But once they're met, they're met. There's nothing past it. Yeah. So money is not the thing. So when I did this plant medicine, and one night, and I say this, it sounds so hard to believe, but in one night, my life was transformed. And the next day was the first day that I was ever happy in my whole life. Really, I didn't even know what it was. I thought, something is happening and it feels funny. Like the first time you have an orgasm and you're like, what was that? It was that kind of, I never felt this feeling before. It was foreign to me. And it was peace. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful stuff, this peace and happiness, and so it changed me, and it changed me. That's July 4th of 2014. It's everything in my life has changed. Everything that I had, I no longer have. My whole life is turned upside down. I'm in a, well, I live in a, I had 40,000 square foot of housing that I was living in, and I live in about 1,000 square foot hotel room. This is where I live, right? And I had 20 some cars. I have a car here and a car in the United States, and my life is super simple. Super simple. And
but in simplicity is the bliss.
It's so much fun, and I get to do this and look at the beauty around, constantly around beauty. And I mean, you're physically beautiful, but there's some beauty that's coming out of you now. I'm around this beauty all the time. I get to live in a world that's kind of a microclimate. It's a microclimate. It happens here, and I get to be in that world. And the craziest thing is now when I leave it, because I remerged, I bring it with me. So now you're your own microclimate, and you bring it wherever you go. It's so great, right? It's the best shit on earth.
I know.
It's great stuff.
I can't wait to come back.
I can't wait to get
I can't imagine leave. It's like I don't want to leave, but I'm excited to leave and share everything that I've learned and discovered from this experience. And I'm so incredibly grateful. I can't really
so happy to have you.
And
we're so happy to have you. And you know what's so funny? That in the old days, like before this happened to me, I couldn't be around women because I wouldn't trust anything. And what women say now, they feel so comfortable around me because they know they're safe. It's crazy shit.
No, you feel like family.
Yeah, I feel like your dad, you know, or a brother or father usually. But it's crazy that once this thing in us changes vibrationally, and I'm no longer that my highest priority is what your highest outcome is. Everything shifts. So if you walk through a world where your highest priority is the highest outcome for the people around you, you just cruise through life. Life is simple. It's when this gets out of order that what's in your best interest and what's in my best interest are two different things. Then we need trickery, we need power, so that I can force you into, and it's a war, right? So once you come out of war and you're in peacetime, life gets easy. Life gets, and buses show up on time, and you don't miss planes. Like all of a sudden shit starts going, shit that has nothing to do with the thing that you're on about, just starts working out. And relationships can evolve or fail, and they both feel like they're working out. So everything is, it just goes
It's like you're just floating through life, and what no longer serves you or what doesn't match your vibration is leaving, but it's like an effortless leaving.
And it leaves in a gentle way. So the thing is, this is that like, what used to like in a boss-employee kind of thing, where in the past, this is what all the people tell me that have a shift in their job, that in the past they would have been thrown out, but they walk in one day and the boss just says, you know, this isn't working for some reason. Then they say, I know, but I really love you, dude. And they hug and it's over. It's a simple out. It's not a vicious...
nothing's toxic, nothing...
No,
it's just like it just releases and lets go.
It goes away, you know? So I just want to say that like the angels that come here, like you, Zoe, that help let the world know that, you know what? Pain is mandatory. Suffering is so optional. You know, so the thing is that there's a place to come that really can change the rest of your life.
It gives you a fresh start in ways that like you guys know I'm all about self-improvement and improving myself, but I was able to improve myself from areas that I didn't even know existed, and now my realm of possibilities it feels infinite. Like
and it really is infinite.
And I can't even express, like, I know that big changes are coming, and I don't know what they're going to be, but I know that they're all positive.
And they will be.
The future is, like, I can't visually, like, see it in front of me, but I just see abundance, and I see light, and just changing lives.
Well, the beautiful thing with you is that, like, you're so connected to stars, so you really are a star. And in the most beautiful sense, you're a star. And I don't know if you even understood how connected you were before, but there are like star seeds, and there's people that are grounded in the earth, and I see them all here. But you're so star driven that and stars are limitless. You know, they're limitless. They're limitless. And so now your life is positioned for you to expand into this limitlessness, yeah?
Yeah.
And that can show up in so many different beautiful ways. But my thing to you is, after you get here, is not to be afraid of the vastness of what you're stepping into. So it's so crazy, because we all feel like, you know, when the chicken leaves the egg, right?
Yeah.
Like, it feels fucking weird that I'm out in this thing, there's no egg around me. Yeah. But you never see the chicken trying to go back in the egg. You never see the chick fighting its way back in. It's awkward, it's weird, but you came from, this whole life is us coming out of eggs, right? Yeah. So we got used to the egg that you were just in, and now that's over. Yeah. And now you're into limitlessness. Yeah. And that's going to feel completely different. It takes a little bit of getting used to, because what happens is a situation will come up, and you'll want to put a governor on it, because you're used to having governors on it. It's going to say, well, no, it's not. It doesn't come with a governor. Yeah. It comes in free form. And that's a whole different feeling. That's like driving around the taxi on the outside of it. It's a little scary in the beginning, right? Yeah. You know? A little bit different. Yeah. Yeah.
And I have just one more question about the book. So, being here at Rythmia, we are all of us who've been here, or who are going to go here, experiencing it, we are literally walking in your dream, your manifestation. Like, you created this through plant medicine. You were given insights, and you had the ability to ask questions about your next steps in your life. So can you maybe better explain that to the audience than I can?
About
how you came to create Rythmia from a vision.
So the thing is, different medicines operate in different ways within us, different plant medicines. And even the same plant medicine can operate 1,000 times different in us, yeah? And in this one particular journey, I got to the moon, and the moon typed things out. And so I recorded what it was typing. And it was typing exactly how to do this for other people. Now, if I was in a public place and I just said that, there's a good chance I might get put away, right? But this is the absolute truth, that it typed, I recorded it, and it's transcribed. And
I've seen it. You showed us the book. He had a conversation with the moon that he had written out, and we saw it.
And that is what this path is. And what's crazy is, like, in the traditions. When I say the traditions, I mean the Ecuadorian, the Peruvian, the Colombian traditions of this medicine. What they say about the medicine is doing, and what the moon said are the same thing. It's the same thing that the medicine is trying to do to us. So in all the different traditions, whether it's the Ecuadorian, the Colombian, the Peruvian tradition, if you go back into the ancient text, or what's been handed down about that tradition with the medicine's only trying to do three things. It's trying to show you who you become. Because our biggest problem in life is thinking we're something and being something else.
Yes.
That's the whole deal.
It's the source of everyone's suffering.
Always. Is that the person they think they are and the person they're being in earth time, not in their wholeness, but in earth time, are different things. And this conflict is what creates this problem in life. So the medicine's trying to show us who we become, because our soul wants to merge back with us. And our soul won't do it because we promised it so many times, and it just stopped believing us. Right? So the soul won't merge back with us until it knows that we've seen ourselves. Because once we see ourselves, we tend not to do the same stuff. So the moment that we shine light in it, okay, I'm a blank, that statement changes, because now there's truth around it, and once there's truth around it, it can move. Yeah. So the three things are: show me who I become, merge me back with my soul at all costs, and then the damage that we've done to our hearts, Zoe, because of our separation, gets removed, and then the heart gets restored to brand new. And that's why, like I said, everybody's crying, everybody's like,
everybody's leaving here. Like, this is my last full day here, and everybody's crying and joyful and just pure love. And I remember like getting here, I personally was nervous, like kind of like, oh my gosh, like what am I've never done drugs in my life, so I'm like, well, I'm doing hallucinogenics in the jungle. Like, my dad thought ayahuasca was a hike I was going on. Like, I was so nervous, but then it just eased into it. And then today, like just the look on everyone's faces, like everyone was reborn. Like that's what it is.
So we get to do that every week.
Yeah.
So it's fun, right?
Yeah.
But so I'm really happy that you read the book.
Yeah, I loved it. And
glad.
Thank you for being vulnerable, because like this once was your life, but it's no longer your life, and it's not your, you had the bravery to share the story of someone who you don't recognize anymore, but who was you. Yeah. And through this book alone, I think it can really transform people. But this experience at Rythmia and plant medicine, I mean, my life will never be the same.
So I'm so happy. So and when I tell you how beautiful you were beautiful when I saw you the first day, but today, look out! Like those poor men in Rome, they're gonna be upset. Fantastic. So I'm so glad that you came, and please tell your friends, tell your family, and I just say something to your audience. Yeah. That it doesn't matter how many times you've tried and you've failed. It does not matter, because all the time you've lost is given back to you when you remerge. So there's no lost time, and it's never too late, and things are never too bad. And there's not a person out there who's listening to this that has, if you haven't had a near-death experience in the last year, there's a good chance that you're split. So this state of being split is impossible to be filled up with something. So in other words, if you're split, you cannot have enough sex to heal that split. You can't make enough money to heal that split. You can't help enough people to heal that split. It has to be, the split itself has to be healed from a reconnection with the soul. So just know that there is a place to do it, and we built the place just for you. So thank you so much, and thank you, love. Thank you for everything. God bless you.
Yes, everything will be linked below, you guys, about Rythmia and Jerry's book, and anything else I think would be helpful to you. So be sure to check it out, and thank you again.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I love that. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, and thanks for thinking of us.
Yes.
Thanks for coming.